Yeah,
SF did a
I realized I hadn't been.
well, the ship takes a lot of damage, but SF does a good job of isolating his engagements, so he doesn't
True.
take all of it at once.
Well, the thing about ships that, and I think you'll agree with this, is ships that have a reputation for taking damage well, they convince people in their own minds that they're safe when they're not, and they don't take precautions that they should, just basic general precautions, and then they scream that the ship doesn't actually take damage. Go, well, no ship takes damage well when you have 12 people shooting at you. So, you know,
Yep, happens pretty often.
understanding where to put your ship, it goes a long way into mitigating, how much damage you take. I mean, my overall survival rate's something like 53%, and I play a lot of destroyers. So, I mean, everything comes down to positioning in this game in the end.
And aim.
Well, I mean, yeah, aim, but positioning a lot of the time, determines whether or not you have anything to aim at. So, I mean, anybody who's heard me play with Zath, on stream from time to time will hear me go, "I've got nothing to shoot at," because I I thought that where I was going, the position I was taking was going to solve that problem for me, and instead it made it worse. So I'm sitting here for half the battle getting nothing, and then I finally do, and I make up for it. But if I could have had those shots earlier, maybe the game's not as close. Maybe we win when we ended up losing. Positioning is king.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying you need better aim.
Oof.
No, my aim is fine. My accuracy numbers have continued to go up, even playing destroyers with extra range added to them. I just still occasionally put myself in situations that I have to fight out of, so I can go find things to shoot at. What I
What's
predict they're going to do is not what they do.
So, we're about to get into this game. Just a quick reminder, guys, we only have 28 people entering into a Warhammer 40k container. You're gonna kind of want this. Like, it's good stuff. So, make sure you guys hit exclamation point ticket. Make sure you're a follower so that if you do win, you get the present, you get the gift. And this is Trolls in the Lepanto, which Toxic and I like to call the pants. Because when you play the ship, you wear the pants on this team. And you're top tier, so congratulations. You just have to deal with a pesky Kaga player. Harley Quinn, that's spelled ticket.
Yeah,
Ticket, not Tocket.
want to go to the right of the island so you have all 12 guns.
Yes, I do agree with that. I'm curious why you went to the left of the island, although it looks like you might be switching again. Remember, you do have the ability to make Inkie and turn and run if you need to, but it looks like you're going more towards Johan de Witt. Hi, Stevie.
Who's this player?
This is Truls, TRU7.
Yeah, I couldn't read it on the screen there.
What?
It's him.
Did you hear him?
I'm still fairly ambivalent on the Italian battleships as a whole, even though Lepanto has its moments when it makes me happy.
I find them overall to be okay. They have the usual good ships, bad ships in the line, but they're frustrating because of their inconsistency.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's really what gets me. That's why I always liked the GC over the Roma, was the GC was just significantly more consistent.
Of course.
Well, that and GC is a seal clipping ship.
Oh, it is.
Dutch,
The Roma
yes.
was just insane to me.
That's very true. Dutch, it's Mogami is very much all about positioning. It's also very much about luck, because that thing just dies so easily. Here comes an SAP salvo on the York. That's all you needed to kill it. Personally, I would keep SAP loaded until you know you've got a broadside battleship to shoot at.
SAP is extraordinarily effective against cruisers, especially if you get close enough.
Yep.
Like, you don't even care about citadels, you just need to hit the guy as many times as possible.
Oh, he's got Cincinnati on there.
Well, because why not, right?
I actually use him on cruisers.
Cincinnati is made for cruisers more than anything else. He can work for battleships, but you're right. Cruisers is the pick.
Yeah, I use him on my premium battleships just because you can now, but he was primarily being used as a cruiser captain. It's
Get a
funny
little-
to play Leone with it, but Leone is just stupidly bad.
Mm-hmm. Let's get a little bit of Stevie Cam action for you guys.
Stevie wandered off.
Nope, he's right here.
Oh, there he is. I thought. Oh, he's a happy boy.
He is very happy. He's very happy.
Our
just
two
had-
youngest are just stupidly adorable.
He had his lunch, if you will. So now he's just happy.
He looks quite pleased.
Paladin.
Aww.
Right?
He loves his daddy.
He's a cutie. He really is. Oh, I'm on Balloon Busters now. Okay.
He's such a happy boy. And you can tell. It's so easy to tell
Mm-hmm.
that they're happy.
I'm
Now-
sensing some indecision here.
I was gonna say your position in the middle here is kind of a question because I mean, yes, you can shoot the New Orleans, but you got to be careful not to broadside the Missouri, which you did.
Yeah, Duck's not wrong. The Lepanto, he is definitely consistently shooting short.
Still, you did kill the New Orleans with a double citadel, so that's kind of good. Here might be a good opportunity to smoke up, make Inkie, and just turn around. Not let the battleship farm you for damage, or the carrier farm you for damage. Get yourself out so that you don't get spotted and shot at by the Missouri. I think this is a really good chance for you to smoke.
Actually,
I mean, especially if you're going to be going broadside to something.
Mm-hmm. What was that, SAT?
I'd continue to be aggressive. And why do you shoot after? Why do you smoke after shooting?
Right. If you're gonna choose to smoke, then you don't shoot. Period.
So
'Cause-
he can angle to both Missouri and Bismarck. That should be fine. If he wants to make Inkie run away, that's okay too. But I would just charge in and get my damage.
Yeah, personally, I would try to hold my damage a little bit because that Missouri seems to be hitting you quite well. So I would look at this as I don't want that Missouri to get more shots on me. Also, if you look at the mini-map, you're going to get overrun on the east flank. So smoking up gives you the opportunity to relocate yourself to help defend on that flank.
I would have
Gary.
smoked, but I would have used it to turn around and head back to the east.
Well, that's what I mean. I would have kept on going left and then worked my way towards the Tashkent, Izumo, Xinyang, and Colorado. I wouldn't
because
keep
here-
shooting the Missouri.
I mean, here it's nice not to be shot at. That's all well and good, but there's not that much to shoot at you. So
Right.
it's the smoke for the Italian battleships is more of a repositioning thing than it is anything else. I mean, to
Or
me,
just-
that's the way I use it. Sometimes it's it can help you get some damage, but
Mhm.
honestly, it's just most effective to use to turn around.
Dutch,
Yeah,
you get Missouri broadside if you turn into them and get on the broad. Well, that's true, but my concern is, if you turn into the Missouri, then you're kind of forcing yourself to go towards the Kaga, and in general, I'd prefer to stay farther away from the Kaga if I can help it, because then the Kaga doesn't torpedo you to death.
I agree. So for that one, I do agree with going against Bismarck because your team is shooting at him, so he has a million other things to worry about. You can dodge. You should be able to dodge the Missouri shots at that range anyways, and you don't actually have to worry about the group pushing in from the east side because they're still trying to get around the islands. You
I
have all
could
the
have
time
shot
in
at the
world.
Bismarck while still repositioning to head back towards the east. It wasn't that far away.
True.
No, you would only get your front guns in or a back gun, and the east group is still not made its way through. Remember, you only have to stop them at your home cap. So what do you care?
Right.
I mean, I'm also I just now stopped to look at the HP advantage. It's significant.
It is, but I mean, you've got a Missouri on your flank that is kiting away, could be dead relatively quickly. Um, so I think it's a good idea to relocate. Now, putting your plane up, I don't know that you need to. Sometimes I find that that screws up your aim more than helps it. I like to use it against a ship that's in smoke, sure, but if it's not in smoke, I don't know.
If you don't understand how to lead and aim with a spotter plane, there's no point in using it.
Well, that's right.
Also, SAP.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be aiming slightly lower. At least it looked like that from my view.
Well, the Colorado also turned in, so that made it more difficult for him to decide, for him to hit the shots. Tashkent? Sure. This will be fun. Stevie, you've got some knots I need to get out of you later. Yeah.
He's like, whatever, Dad, just love me.
Yep, pretty much. He doesn't care.
Yeah, so our youngest is just over a year old now.
Tirpitz is upset because he got focused by the Kagas. And that's what I'm getting at. Like, the worst thing you can do as a Battleship player is make it easier for a carrier player to target you and kill you. Oh, this Xinjiang. Good damage. Broadside Izumo. So the thing about the Izumo Cthulhu at this point, I think Izumo is probably the least of my concerns. I want to kill the destroyers, and I'll hold my AP for when I get close to Izumo. I'll use the smoke to get on his side, like Harley was talking about earlier. There's no rush for the Izumo. Like, he's not going to do anything to Lepanto, really, with the Lepanto angled like this.
Well, my thought process always is it dangerous?
Right, that's what I mean.
To him, the Xinjiang is far more dangerous than the Izumo is to him.
Absolutely, yes. Now, Izumo...
Still fine to go for Izumo, though. Because he is the... Oh, go on.
Is now showing broadside, so yeah. I mean, that makes perfect sense.
The main reason why you want to get rid of Izumo is just so you don't have to angle to him anymore. So with the threat, he doesn't occupy the flank anymore, so now you can concentrate on every other ship.
Clearing the flank is rather important.
Also, should probably switch back to SAP.
Absolutely. And maybe it's time to focus the Tashkent down. There you go. Missouri's kited away all the way to the other side, and he's asking for help finding the destroyer. Now, of course, he's got the radar, so that would help.
Colorado's more maneuverable than people realize.
That is true.
I wouldn't care about Colorado too much. He's not a threat. You can deal with him at any time.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, Stevie is just soaking it up.
Yes, he is. Now, I would agree with using the field smoke here. Go dark. Now, use this as a chance to reposition. And think about it. If you go north, you want to make sure that you bow onto the Colorado's position. If you go south, you've got to watch out for that broadside that you're going to give the Colorado, like right now. Oh, he's getting squished. Hey, Viper, how you doing?
Aww.
He's getting squished. Beat him up.
Also, that shot against Tashkent, I think, was a waste.
You give away your position, you got yourself detected, and that's true, you didn't really get much out of it, did you?
I didn't get anything out of it.
It's a 12-kilometer shot. It's it's a 12-kilometer shot. You're not going to do much with SAP. So I would say hold it and reposition. That's the best part about using smoke, as Crimson said.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, not only that, but even if you'd have gotten anything, the aim was off. You didn't give him enough of a lead.
Yeah, Stevie's very comfortable hanging out here.
Oh, Viper, I like this name change. This is perfect.
No, Kerensky, you cannot borrow Stevie. He's mine. You're not getting him. He's like... How old is he now? He was born in 2003, so he's 18 years old. So, he's got
like,
fewer days
give
ahead
me
of
all the
him.
love. He's like, I'm give me all the love years old.
Yep. I would have held that shot in case the torpedo hit. Herman or Ragdoll breed?
Yeah, the rescue litter we have are mostly ragdolls, and one of the girls is a short-haired version of the poofy ragdolls that you see pictures of. You know, the smoky mask over her face, you know, the black ear tips, things like that. And they are definitely love sponges.
Well, Kerensky, when I got him, he was born in my backyard, and actually, when we grabbed him, his mother had just taken him to this other deck in our neighbor's backyard, and we think that she took him there to hunt mice, to teach them how to hunt mice for food and possums and stuff like that. So I don't know that he would be good at killing anything, but you know, he looks fierce, right?
Product of his upbringing, though, if he would have been raised out there, he probably would have been great at it.
Oh, absolutely.
Not bacon.
Ours are
Said,
great
yep.
at playing with things. They are not so great at ending them.
Notice the Shiratsuyu, by the way, has completely changed position and has instead gone north. Looks like your Missouri died. That's an oops. Okay, you're out of heals. And that Missouri is still alive.
Hey, Doug, we've got a cat that will make friends with any creature. It apparently doesn't seem to understand that it has natural predators and enemies.
Stevie is very afraid of dogs. Thanks to my parents bringing their dog to the house once.
Yeah, the rescue litter has learned to deal with the dogs, and one of them, the big gray ragdoll, he's all about the big dog, and he doesn't mind them. The newer cats are the ones that really, really like the dogs. Because they've been there their whole lives. They've never known a life without them.
Yeah, Stevie's had one experience with a dog. That was when my parents brought their dog all the way from Arizona. They were on a road trip. They brought him into the house, and I was at work. Stevie thought that it was me and came over by the door, saw that there was a dog there, got so scared he ran. My dad said that he was running so hard that like he had no traction and his paws were like, he was like sitting still while he was running. And ever since then, he's always been very pensive around any sort of guests at the house. YOLO the Shira? You could YOLO the Shira, but I do agree with the decision to go back to the carrier. The problem is that the Kronstadt and the Keg and the Nagato are choosing not to. They want to win harder. Especially your Nagato that's like one torpedo strike away from death.
Sad.
I
Very
just
sad.
want to win. I prefer to win as easily as possible. Games should not cause stress.
No, it
You're
should not.
playing World of Warships, by definition, that causes stress.
Oh, I get that. That's my point, though. Is that I want to win as easily as possible. I am not one of those people that thinks that all these requirements have to be met before we can win the match. No, just win the match.
I'll be back, guys. I gotta go deal with some.
Yeah, but at my level, winning a match is one thing, but farming damage is more of a challenge.
See, so the Nagato basically offered his hit points up on a platter. So now the question is, are you going to be the next target? Looks like the Kaga has selected you for deletion. So now you could smoke here. Or you could wait for the torpedo bombers. It's up to you. You've chosen to smoke. I think you're a little late on your smoke
5
decision.
seconds. It's literally 5 seconds. Doesn't matter.
So then smoking earlier would have been the better pick.
Nope. You want more AA. You want more EXPs by shooting down planes.
Well, in that case, you could also smoke and then launch your plane so that you can still see the enemy planes and keep shooting them down.
I'd only care about the torpedo bombers. The dive bombers won't kill you at that HP.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, Foaming Jetty, how you doing?